is Gross Models. Welcome to day 12 of 30 Days Lost in Space. Today we're continuing the board that we were playing around with last time with the keypads, but we're adding a passive buzzer to it. It's not a hi-fi, high-quality sound. It just creates tones, basically. I've used the same idea, the same female connections on there, in there, and this plugs in with just a signal, which we're going to use the next thing. We're going to use the power width modulation for this again, or pulse width modulation. I can't remember which one it is. And we're plugging that into ground over this side. There's a ground over this side. There's a ground over there. It says to use that one, but this one's closer. So I'm going to use that one. So that one is there. That is that. Let's go to listen to Astrid and see what she has to say about today's course. So we'll go over to the screen and I shall mute myself quickly while we play her.
Good morning, Explorer. I've managed to stop the leak from yesterday, but the alarm system is still totally busted. I trust you've had your morning cup of rocket fuel because today is going to be a melody of learning. We're going to make some noise. Literally, we're introducing another piece of our cosmic puzzle, the passive buzzer. Now, don't be fooled by its rather mundane name. This little one can make quite a racket when it wants to. It's a small speaker that can play different frequencies, and we're going to use that ability to our advantage. Today's mission, should you choose to accept it, is to turn our 4x4 keypad into an 8-bit sounding piano keyboard. That's right. By the end of today, your control panel will have its very own mini synth. Once we can verify that it's working, we can rewire our alarm system. How's that for turning it up to 11? So, buckle in, check your dials, and let's hit the launch button on this day. Sound good? I sure hope so. Let's talk about our new combat.
Right, let's stop her again.
This small, usually cylindrical.
If I can stop her again. There we go, that's better. Let's go back down to the bench. So I've plugged it all in already, good to go on that. I shall bring up the code in a sec and we'll have a look and see if we can find out what's new. Okay, so what we've got here is basically the same code as we were using before. We've got all of that. What we're adding is a new thing, tones. This is set out the same as we've got the characters being printed on the screen. We've set up individual tones for each button. Each one has a different frequency. So the lowest one is 31. Apparently that is the lowest that this buzzer can do. And the highest it can do is 3729 for some reason. It's probably some mathematical coding for it. 0 is, of course, nothing at all. So that will end it. We told it where the buzzer pin is, and we're printing on the serial monitor, but I'm not going to worry about what that says on there. We'll use that if we need to for troubleshooting. If tone frequency is 0, then default to 0, no tone. And we're adding 1. Why are we counting? Oh, if the button is pressed. If the button is pressed, get a tone, and then play the tone. There, and also print that down there and print the frequency as well. So we will have a look at that. If tone frequency is greater than 0, then tone on the buzzer pin and print stop tone if we do nothing. So let's have a look down here. I have been playing with it, as you can see down there already. Let's bring that more up. So let me get it running again and we'll see exactly what we've got. Completing tasks. Sketch uses that. Updating. There we go. Can I clear that? Does that clear it? Toggle. Clear output. There we go. So we've got no outputs on there at all at the moment. So if I push this one, you can hear the nothing. Stop tone by pushing that one. There we go. Key D, frequency 0. I assume you can hear it. You can definitely hear something. There we go. We can work our way through the keys. Getting more and more annoying. And finally, we can indeed stop. So yeah, there we go. That's working. That's doing a thing. Let me clear this. Well, I won't clear it away. Let me just set things up to have a word with Astrid, because we haven't done that for a little while. Trouble with Astrid, so I've gone back to my own chat GPT creation, Tasia, and she's done it for me. She's written a tune and programmed the Arduino for it, so when I press the reset button, she'll play through it once without even having to press any buttons. So let's see what she has created, or rather, let's hear. Not that great. I'm going to see if she can do something a little bit better. Back, I've told her not to bother with the keypad or the tones library, just to make the best tune she can come up with, and this is what she has done. Apparently it's the Super Mario theme, or a version of it, or the first part of it, which I can understand how that works. So yeah, she gets there. Might take a little bit of convincing to get her to actually do something, but with the little passive piezoelectric buzzer, that's about as good as you're going to get. So that was it for day 12. 13 tomorrow, and I think we're adding a light to this, so I'm going to actually start using the circuit board a little bit. So I'll see you for that very soon. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye for now. Before we go, there is an extra day. There is day 12A, 12.5, a side quest, as it says on the screen. What we are doing is uploading this code. There's nothing, no instructions, nothing else. It just says connect it to speakers pin 10 and do this. So what we're going to do is define lots of different notes with different tones, quite a few of them, as you can tell down here. We've got 95 lines of them, basically, and rest of 0 between tones. You can make the song slower or faster, changing the tempo. That's the pin you need to use. It's set up for 10, so that's good. The notes of the melody followed by the duration. 4 means a quarter note, an 8, an 18th, 16th, and so on. Negative numbers are used to represent dotted notes. So they programmed in an entire song. There we go. So yes, it's just playing through all the notes with rests, particular note, and how long it plays for. An entire song. I'm not going to play through the entire song, but I will play the first bit of it. Size of gives you a number of bytes. Not entirely sure what that bit's doing. But yeah, calculating the duration of each note in that there, and then just playing it, but it's not looping because we're only going to play through it once. So if I push the reset button, that will play it through for you, and you can listen to the first piece of it. It's quite good. I mean, it's not great, but it's all right. And I can't help it, but unfortunately, we've all just been rickrolled again. I'm sorry, but I couldn't tell from the code. So that's it. That's the end of the day now, finally. So thank you very much for joining me. I shall see you for day 13 very soon. Bye bye for now.